Most camping filters can't do this. This strips out up to 99.9% of heavy metals, nitrates, bacteria, and other contaminants. Hello, welcome back to Minivan Camper Gal. My name is Kelly, and today I'm doing a review on the Itehil Reverse Osmosis Portable Water Filter. Most camping filters are not like this one. This one removes dissolved solids, things like heavy metals, nitrates, and microplastics. You can use it in almost any type of water, from rivers and creeks. You can use it with rainwater. If things get really dire, you could even use it with urine, and it will make it completely safe and drinkable. Today I'm going to test it and show you 7 pros and cons. So let's talk about this reverse osmosis, or RO, system. So first off, it's portable, which is awesome. You can take it camping, you can take it in hotel rooms, you can put it on your kitchen countertop, and it has an intake hose. So the water comes in through here, you can put it in a stream, it will filter out, this is a sediment filter, so it will filter out any mud, rocks, all that sort of thing. It comes into here, and there's 2 filters inside. There's an RO filter, and there's also a carbon filter. And then around the back side, it has 2 output tubes. One tube is clean water and the other tube is wastewater that you could probably still use for cleaning, but you wouldn't want to use it for drinking. It works by filtering water through an ultra-fine membrane, small enough to block dissolved salts, uranium, nitrates, heavy metals, bacteria, and even microplastics. That's why RO systems are the absolute gold standard for water filtration. Berkey filters, other carbon filters, your fridge filter, all of that doesn't come close to what this does. The only thing better than an RO system is a distillation system, which is, I've looked into it and considered it. It's expensive, it's slow, it uses a ton of power, it's not practical in any sense of the word. But that's the only thing that's better than an RO system. It's fully certified for reverse osmosis, has an NSF 58 certification, FDA approved for safety, and it meets international standards. That means it's been independently tested and meets strict standards for water safety. You can filter up to 9 gallons per charge, and it takes about an hour to filter 5 gallons. Once the battery is completely dead, it takes a little over an hour for it to fully charge again. And you do have to use freshwater sources. It's not designed for salt water. The case is designed to be used outside, so it can withstand rain. And these fittings are quick connect, so you just push in on the little tab and the hose comes out nice and easily. So really easy to use that way. And the interface is pretty simple, just a couple buttons. You have your charging port here. Really nothing complex at all. You push these buttons if you change the filter, and then you have your on and off button. That's all there is to the interface. And you have a pre-filter, which reduces sediment load and makes your filters last longer. Some creeks and rivers and springs might very well have much better water than my city tap water, but you never know. And here in the Southwest, there are abandoned mines around every corner, and the water might look great, and you don't know what's in it. If it's completely untreated, you might have a lot of arsenic, and this is the only thing that even comes close to reducing the arsenic in the water. So if you're out camping and there's a water source, it's really, really nice to be able to use this to remove any questions in your mind about what could possibly be in that water and to make it as safe as possible. Especially if you camp a lot or if you live in your vehicle and you're out in different places all the time, I've found it's really hard to stick to routines and kind of keep your healthy habits going as you're on the road and you're traveling, you're doing all this stuff. This is one way to make sure that the water that you're drinking is as healthy as possible. So here's how I'm using this in my camper. It fits right here next to my big tap water jug. So this is a 5-gallon flexible jug that I put tap water in. And previously I had my little 2.5 gallon of Arrowhead, and that's what I used for my drinking water. But instead, I'm thinking I might use this. So how I've got it set up, this is the outtake, this is the drinking water, and it fit right into my tube that goes to my pump. So I've got that going. Here's my wastewater, and it's coming up into the sink. Not very securely. Have to figure that out. And then I'll show you underneath. So I normally have this screwed on, and this is my tap water that goes to the pump. But I've just got the filter input in here now. And I've taken off the kind of sediment filter. A, because it won't really fit. I suppose maybe it would. But B, I don't really need it for tap water. Okay, so turn it on. And out comes our dirty water. And I don't really have to turn this on because it's going to start just pumping through it. Then I've got water that just will come out of the faucet, and this is clean, purified drinking water. I don't have to worry about my tap water. And I can turn this on if I want, and I'll have a little bit more flow. I kind of like just letting it flow naturally out. You do come up with quite a bit of wastewater, which you could filter back into your tap if you wanted. If you're just going to wash your dishes with that and that sort of thing, you could do that. So then turn it off. And now maybe I would run this just to kind of get rid of the last bit of water in the tube. But yeah, it's a pretty slick way to have purified water no matter what. Okay, now on to the 7 pros. Number 1, this does have a battery, which means it's portable, which means you can take it down to the creek. You can pop this in the creek and fill up containers. You can have it in your vehicle, and it does not require AC power. It gets charged by a USB-C cord. So that means you don't have to have a big battery system. You can charge it off a very small battery, or some solar panels, you can charge it straight from the solar panel. So that's really cool. If you're using it for your house, for emergency situations, if the power goes out, you have no problems. This can still work. Number 2, there's all sorts of multi-uses for this. I love equipment that is not just camping equipment that I can also use at my home. So this you can use on your kitchen countertop. You could use in a hotel room. The water from hotel sinks is never good at all. So you can use this and have clean water no matter where you travel to. And of course, you can use it in your camping setup. Maybe you have an RV and you're not quite sure of the state of your water tank, if it's how clean it is. You can use this in that. I love that there are so many different ways that you could use this. Number 3 is effortless operation. I had a really bad injury on my arm. I had major surgery. And when I recovered, I had to basically throw away all my water filters because I couldn't use them. I have like a squeeze filter. I couldn't squeeze the bottle strong enough to squeeze the water out. I had a pump system. I couldn't do that. And so this is great for seniors or anybody who has any hand issues. You don't have to do a single thing but push a button. And that's really, really great. Number 4, it has really easy maintenance. With some of the other camping filters, you have to back flush the filters and you have to clean it out. This back flushes itself every time you turn it off. And if you're gonna let it sit for a long time, you just basically run it. The last time you use it, you take this out of the water and it goes through all the water in the system, and then you can just store it like that. So there's no cleaning of the filters, no maintenance really whatsoever. And number 5, it saves you hassle and money. If you're serious about your water quality, then that probably means you're buying water at stores on the road, and that adds up quick. And if you're camping, you've got the waste of the jugs that now, especially a 2.5 gallon jug, that's kind of hard to just discreetly place in a trash can somewhere. So this really saves a lot of hassle and saves you money. Number 6, it's really pretty lightweight. It's 13 pounds. It's about the same size as a 2.5 gallon Arrowhead jug, but 2.5 gallons of water weighs 20 pounds. This weighs 13 pounds. So it's really easy to maneuver into the car. It's not very heavy at all. And number 7, I really like that it has all the different filters. It is not just a reverse osmosis filter. It has the extra hybrid filter that removes all the extra stuff that the reverse osmosis might miss. And it has a PP cotton sediment filter, and so that's also helping clean up the water before it even gets in. Number one, the manual is pretty poorly written. The instructions are not clear, and there's misspellings in the manual, that sort of thing. Number two, kind of fits in with the manual. The filter installation it's not difficult once you figure it out, but the manual has no instructions on how to put the filters in. And there are some markings on the top of this, which should help, but I thought it was defective when I first tried it because you have to push down on the filters really hard to get them to snap in place before you can turn them. So once you've got it figured out, those two things are pretty much gone, but straight out of the box, those are two things that could really be improved. Number three, I think this is probably the worst one. The hoses are really not acceptable. So these output hoses are really stiff and firm, and you cannot get them to stay in place for anything. I had a lot of water spills just trying to get this one to stay in the sink and this one to go over here, and they flip around. Oh my gosh, no. So if you get this, you need to upgrade the hoses. You know, you could keep the rigid part that goes in the back of this and then just hook a rubbery hose up to the rest of it so that you can take it where you want and it's going to stay where you put it. So those are the output hoses. The intake hose, it's nice and long, but it really kinks easily. I don't know if you can see how easily that kinks coming out of this. So I think this hose could be a little bit more sturdy as well. Number four, you do have to buy their proprietary filters. The RO filter lasts the longest. That goes for about 600 to 800 gallons. And when you need to replace it, right now it's listed for $59, on sale for $39. And the carbon filter, or the hybrid filter that they call it, lasts for about half that length, 300 to 400 gallons. And it's about $29 or $39. Con number five is this little charge light. So there's no indication of what the battery charge is on this. I thought maybe it would start flashing when it gets low. Nope, it totally just shuts off when it dies. No warning whatsoever. And then once you plug it in, it flashes and turns green when it's fully charged. So at least you have that, but I would really like to know how much of a percentage of a charge I have left, when I need to charge it, that sort of thing. Number six is it does have a lithium-ion battery inside. It's a pretty hefty battery, but nevertheless, lithium-ion, I always am a little cautious about. You don't want to leave it in a hot car to bake, that sort of thing. Just keep in mind that it has a battery. The battery should last for about 15 years. But after that, as far as I can tell, there's no way to replace the battery. So this does become disposable once that battery goes dead. And con number seven is they sent me this extra piece of plastic, which I can't figure out where it goes. I did actually find out what this is for by watching another review video. It's for installing the filters so that you can press down hard enough on them to get them locked in place. Again, instructions. So there's some issues like that I think could be improved with the overall company and product. Here's my verdict. This is definitely not perfect. It does have some issues that need to be upgraded, but I think the fixes, once you figure out the manual and the filters, it's pretty easy to swap some different hoses on this, some different tubing. And I think this is a really great, small, portable option for camping that can also double in your home life, double in hotel rooms, that sort of thing. So if you're interested in checking out the Itehil reverse osmosis system, check out the link below and hit the green button to subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.